Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to this week's Clear Path Leadercast. My name is Craig Anderson. I am the president and chief coach at Clear Path Coaching and Consulting. I came to consulting a few years ago, or coaching a few years ago, after spending 30 years in corporate America, really looking at how those companies are successful, working for Fortune 500 companies. It's kind of an accidental leader, came out of college with an English degree and found myself leading national teams for Fortune 500 companies. And how I was successful was by watching what made those companies successful, understanding how people interacted, the importance of planning and process, and really the people skills that are necessary for success in those environments. When I finished my last time in that environment, I decided that I wanted to go out and help other accidental leaders like me become confident executives and confident owners of their business. So that's what we do here on the Clear Path Leadercast every week. If you tune in at noon Eastern, you will get some information on a topic that's important for leaders to know and leave with 3 actionable tips that you can apply immediately into your business. So with all that said, let's get started. Our topic this week is about creating a clear vision for your business. Now you might say, well, Craig, it's September. Why are we worried about vision? And it's an important topic right now. In my conversations with leaders, there's so much going on in the world right now, so many things pulling our attention away from COVID to job change to political things. All those things are kind of really pulling us out of our jobs in some ways. And we want to try and pull our people back in. Certainly we understand and acknowledge and appreciate some of the concerns and all the concerns people are having out there. But we want to make it simple for people to understand the value they bring to the business and where our business is headed. And creating a clear vision for our business is a sure way for us to get that engagement with our employees. And we'll talk more about how it drives engagement later on in this session. But what we really want to do is help all these leaders figure out, how do I get people focused? How do I get people lasered in on where I need them to be so that we can all move forward successfully? And a clear vision is such an important component of that. So today I'm going to cover 4 things. 1, how we define a vision for the business, why it's important, and how it will help your team be stronger. And then we'll jump into our 3 actionable tips. So let's talk first about how you define a vision for your business. And I mean this in a very specific way. I tend to look at things on an operational level of what it is we want to create for our people. So if we're thinking about a vision for our business, there's a few key points that you have to think about. 1, you want a time horizon out there of 3 to 5 years. We want to talk about what it is that we're building. We're all so enmeshed in our day-to-day that it's helpful to remember, where are we actually trying to take this business? So we have to start defining that vision on a 3 to 5 year time horizon. And within that, we want to start getting really clear, not to say we want to solve the problems of the world, which is important, but to actually say, here's what our business is going to look like. So we want to talk about how much revenue, what our profit margins are, what our expense base is going to be, how many employees we're going to have, how many customers we are planning to serve. And maybe a bit too about what's our geographic range. Maybe today we're just a very local business, but we have bigger goals to become a statewide or region-wide or countrywide or worldwide. Who knows? But we want to get that defined in there. We want people to have a crystal clear vision of where the business is going. So that's the first step, is to get really clear and really specific in painting that picture with words or however you want to do it. So it's really clear to people, all right, this is what success looks like. When we're there in 3 years, we are killing it. So that's what we're showing up for every day. We want people to understand you're showing up every day doing the things that you do to get to this place. And that's why the vision is out there. It's our North Star for the business. So why does that even matter? You might ask, for your business. Well, it matters for a couple of reasons. 1, when you've painted that vision and you've clarified it for everybody and everybody understands it, and we're going to talk about how you make that happen. When everybody understands it, it starts putting things into context. When you're asking people to make decisions and execute on things, it helps them to understand the context. Oh yeah, I'm doing that because it ties to this piece of our 3 to 5 year vision. So we want to make sure that everybody really understands what that North Star creates for us. It shows us that we are going to go to this place. So I am going to do these things today. It's important because now I understand why we're making decisions in this direction or why we're making decisions in that direction. A lot of times people don't understand it because it's hard to see where you're going. But if you understand where you're going and you put those decisions that you're making today in context of tomorrow, it helps people to understand, okay, now I know where we're going. Now I know what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build. And I understand what this piece is. We talk a lot today about transparency for our stakeholders, for our employees and our team. And that transparency starts with a clear vision for where we want to take the business. So, and then I said earlier, clear vision really helps to strengthen your team. So what do I mean by that? One, when employees know the end game, they can make near-term decisions better. All of us really want a team around us that can execute and make decisions without us having to tell them what to do. As leaders, we want to be able to delegate effectively. We don't have to want to make every single decision for the business. We want our employees to make decisions. We want our employees to set priorities and goals and know why they're working as hard as they're doing. And when they know the end game, they can make those near-term decisions better. Every decision can be made in the context of where we're going. Now, in our framework I work with a lot with my clients, we also bring this back to some year-long goals and year-long priorities that fit into that context of the vision. We kind of walk back in time. So not only the longer-term vision, but these annual targets help your employees to make decisions that they know what the numbers are that are important and they know where we're trying to go and why that's important. They can set priorities. They can make decisions for things based on those priorities. It's empowering your employees and strengthening them as team members. So we go back to the importance of transparency in this. When we communicate this to our teams, they can make decisions independently in the context of your goals as their leader. Another benefit of this for your team is it helps you to better recruit talent. If you can clearly communicate the vision of your business to prospective employees, they can decide if that aligns with where they want to be personally and professionally. And when your employees come on board, it's going to give you a competitive advantage to hire the people because now they're people who want to work with you and help you get to that vision and goal. And then they can align more quickly when they start working for you, as well as can your existing team. And honestly, even if your existing team, if you've got some mismatches, it helps them to understand that mismatch as well. And when your employees are aligned with the vision of your company, they are by definition more engaged because now they see how their role contributes to that larger vision. They feel part of something. And who doesn't want community, especially after this world where we've all been working remotely? Who doesn't want that feeling and sense of community that I belong to something bigger than myself? That's what the vision allows you to do. As a matter of fact, Gallup did a study a couple of years ago that showed that companies with clear vision rank higher in engagement and organizational performance, and not just on leadership team, all the way down to frontline employee level. Who wouldn't want that? Why wouldn't you want that in your business? So we really want to start focusing on and communicating on a vision for our business. So let me give you your 3 actionable tips for this session of ClearPath LeaderCast. 1, get yourself clear on where you want your business and team or your division in very specific detail. Remember what I went back to, how big we are, how many employees we have, where we're selling and competing in the market, who we're serving, all those things. Carve out time in your calendar in the next week to really think about that and really start building a definition for that. Actionable tip number 2, bring a team of your direct reports around you to really work to refine that. Make sure there's all pieces. There might be some things you haven't considered. Get their feedback to really refine and hone in that vision. Ultimately, as the leader, the vision belongs to you and it's your vision, but getting that refined as a leader, we don't always get down into the details as much as we used to. So getting that refined with our direct reports will help you a lot getting that clarified. Actionable tip number 3, finalize and build that into every communication you have with your team. When you have a town hall, touch on that vision, speak to that vision. Don't just paint it on a wall and forget it. It should be part of how you build your evaluation of how employees are being successful or where employees can improve. It should be built into smaller conversations that you have with teams when you're talking about new projects or new initiatives. Make sure you're pulling that into the context of the vision for your business. You are going to want to talk about this vision so much in front of your team. You are sick and tired of hearing yourself talk about it. And when you get to that point where you're sick and tired of it, that's when people are actually starting to hear it. So build that vision into the larger context of your team. Help people understand where you're going. That's how you can successfully instill that vision. You can start hiring better, closing on employees better, and getting them working for your team. get that team. Just imagine in your head what it's like to have a team of people around you who all share your passion for where you're trying to take the company because they understand it and they understand that place in it. Imagine the possibilities of how much faster you can grow and move forward, how much fewer problems you have on your team because everybody is rowing in the same direction. I want you to visualize that for a minute of what that feeling would be like to have everybody aligned around something on your team and building that community, which is something we've so much been missing over the last few years. So, if you would like some more help to start working on that, I would encourage you to reach out to me. You can drop me a comment here if you're watching on a replay, #replay, and say, hey, I'd like to set up a time for a meeting, and I'll send a message to you with a link to get you going. Reach out to me directly at Craig@clearpathcoaches.com. And I would love to talk to you more about how you can build this vision for the benefit of your business and of your team so that your company can grow stronger and grow faster. And you can make that transition from accidental leader to confident executive. Thanks everybody for joining us for this week's Clear Path Leader Cast. Have a great day. Bye-bye.